Morning, everybody, and it is Wednesday, and it is another sunny day in paradise, and it is really sunny. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's Wednesday, wine day. It's the middle of the week. Whatever it is for you, hope it's happy and good. We have 69 days of inventory calculated by taking last month's sales of 120 a day and dividing it into the availables this month. 8,388, which includes 6,511 single-family homes, of which 2,517 are single-family homes, 485,000 and under. I know that the price is probably going down a little bit, but until the end of the month, we're not going to adjust that. Okay, take a breath. 40% of our market is right there in the middle. So that's a good thing, everybody. We've got, the median price is determined by what people are buying in the middle, in the median. And so 40% of our inventory of single family homes is right there. So that's good. And my chart went kind of off the screen today, but we're still doing $5 million homes a day. The investors are still doing 37 homes a day. So the market is still going on. I mean, the inventory is going up. The prices are wiggling a little bit, but the market is still good. What we're not doing is we're not selling as much as we were. Yes, we have activity, but we don't have as much. So we'll see how this month plans out. And I know, my gosh, who wants to go out and show homes when it seems like 110 degrees? I get it. So this July may be, I don't remember last July, but my goodness, we were doing 130 sales a day last July. The median price last July was 386. Totally different market because we had different buyers. We had different buyers. Let's see if I have my chart here somewhere. Let me go get it. I did a comparison of, or not a comparison, but John has an investor looking for properties. And so he's like, well, where's the sweet spot? Where's the sweet spot? So here's the sweet spot. Here's the sweet spot. If you're working with an investor, they want to know how many days are the homes on the market. What areas are selling better than others and are renting better than others. You can find all that information on the MLS with a little due diligence. And the other thing that you have to do is you have to determine what their cash on cash return is, especially if they're doing a 1031. So that's what John's been involved in. I just wanted to share that what we find is that the most desirable homes are in the $500,000 price range. And the reason why people are renting, and the rents are between, let's say, $1,900 and $2,300. The reason why, they want to buy that home, but they can't right now because look at the payment. It could be $2,900, it could be $2,400. That's one thing. However, the down payment is $100,000 if you're putting 20% down to get those kind of rates, and your credit score is 640. So we've got a lot of people that can afford my air. In case you didn't know, we have been without air conditioner since last Thursday. And so we have somebody coming back to see if they can, nobody has been able to fix it yet. So hopefully today's the day we find out if we have to replace it or not. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that, the average Las Vegas household of two people make $75,000 a year. They can afford a $2,000 to $2,200 a month rental payment, and where they can go in and they can rent and save the money for their down payment. And in the meantime, prices may wiggle down a little bit. Interest rates may go down a little bit. So, we'll see. I think that, it's a recession, and there's nothing we can do about it. The interest rates are high, but there's still available properties out there. And we do see wiggle room in some properties. We tried to put an offer on one yesterday, and it was the least expensive price per square foot, which happened to be $239 price per square foot. And there was a cash offer above list. So beautiful home. My numbers say if that was an investor, it's going to take a while. They'll start out making 3 to 4% cash on cash return. So anyway, the market is changing. The market is changing, which we know. And hopefully you have been adjusting your marketing, because you have to adjust for the times. I have a great gal, Stephanie Younger, and she's out of Los Angeles, but she has really got her act together. You know, I always say you have to plan, you have to farm, you have to do your database. And she's done that. And she's doing more business this year than she did last year. She's growing her team. She's got terms that her team have to follow, guidelines, things they have to do every day. And I was talking to Erin Mills yesterday about team building and how you build a good team, and so that you don't waste their time and your time and your team members' time. Because if you get the wrong person on a team and they start being a time suck to other team members, you know, the culture becomes a little bit not happy. And you'll hear Stephanie, it's a 10-minute little video, but it's so packed with good information. If you need to change what you've been doing because your strategies haven't been planning with farming and nurturing your database. So we're going to listen to her, and then we'll talk. And I thought Jimmy might join us today, but I think he's probably busy. So let's get on with our show.
Palm Beach, sort of West Los Angeles market, but I think we sold in over 60 zip codes last year.
Yep. We
We have a really strong geographic farm, but we are pretty widespread around the west side of Los Angeles. So I would say it's like Malibu to Palos Verdes and, Beverly Hills to the west primarily.
Right. And a lot of that, is it driven by reputation? Is it driven by lead flow? Like how does, like, is it Zillow? Is it Realtor? Is it open houses? What drives a lot of the 60 different zip codes?
Right. Well, my listing focus is really our geographic farm, which ends up being Westchester, Playa del Rey, Playa Vista, Marina del Rey, like right there on the Silicon Beach market.
Yep.
And as our people, we have more and more transactions. I've been now in real estate for 20 years. This is my 20th year.
Yep.
Our clients are moving different places across the city. And then we're also, taking leads across the city. So, we really do try to be specialists.
Yes.
Our team is a team of specialists.
Yes.
But, in a certain radius, we will go beyond our area of our area of specialty.
Yeah. So break down the size of the team that you and Jeff are running today. Like how many salespeople versus marketing people versus admins, that we're going to get into like the adjustments and changes.
Got it. So Jeff is my business partner. He started as my operations manager. 24 buyers, agents, salespeople.
Okay.
And we have 4 listing agents. I'd put myself in that category for now.
Yes.
And then we have 12 staff people.
So that's a big sales team.
Big sales team.
So as we film this today, it is July 1st. Happy first day of the next recession.
Congratulations. Happy Recession Day, everybody.
Happy Recession Day. Exactly. So we've had this. Here we are. But the market's been adjusting for a while now. And in this shifting market conversation, when we were texting about this show, I said, Steph, I'd really like to come on and just have you talk about even some of the subtle adjustments.
Right.
We're still writing offers. We're still being crazy, but we're writing different offers now. So maybe like globally and then tactically, what are some of the adjustments you're asking as a play caller your team to make today?
Well, I guess maybe one thing I would say is that I've always been a team where we're not really reliant on online leads or like the immediate buyer. We've been very much a geographic farmer.
Yep.
We're community driven. We're relationship driven. And so the good news on that front is that we're not having to make any hardcore pivot. We're already there.
Right.
So we're just looking at how do we triple down on what we're doing. I think we doubled down in 2020.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we're
we did.
tripling down now.
Yeah.
And I feel grateful that we've been able to afford to do that, and that we were smart enough to do that, that we were brave enough to do that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people pulled back when we were just leaning forward.
Yes.
I mean, stressful, and I'm not worried about a recession. Like I say, bring it on.
Right.
I mean, I don't really want that, but
Yeah.
bring it on.
Right.
We're ready, and we're ready to tackle it. So in terms of changes, I think the very first thing is helping our agents rethink what a lead means and where a lead comes from.
Why?
Well, because I think we did have to shift our focus to online leads in a way we really didn't before in the last 2 years because of the pandemic.
Sure.
We were so shut down in California that so many more of our opportunities came online.
Yes.
And
Because you couldn't do the open houses the way you had done
right?
forever and
no
ever.
door
right?
knocking,
Exactly.
no events, no,
Yep.
no belly to belly stuff at all.
Yeah.
So we really are getting them back into what does it mean to prospect in person, and what does it mean to, get your business from people that you know and people that we know, and just get after it as opposed to wait for it.
But Stephanie, I've only been selling real estate for 2 years. What do you prospect? I didn't get in this business to prospect, right? So how are you, like, what are the tough conversations you and Jeff are having with individuals that, I mean, I heard an interesting stat. 20% of the agents today, right, have never been through the kind of market we're in right now. And most of them got in during the pandemic.
Right.
Either right before or during the pandemic. 20% of the agents, they don't know. And probably pretty safe to say, minus the recession that occurred during the pandemic, the last one would have been maybe the micro moment of 2018 when rates went in August of 2018, when rates went 3.9, 4.9.
Yeah.
For like on a Tuesday and everybody went, right?
Yeah.
Prior to that, it would have been 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
So they've never, I don't
Really
know,
lived
70%
through,
have never been through this.
They don't know. And maybe in some ways that's a good thing. Like if we can just get them to be head down, eyes forward, roll up their sleeves and get to work.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better that they also don't know in a way,
because
real estate is real estate. And whether the market, there's a recession or the market is booming, someone's going to be selling their houses, whether they want to or they have to.
Find the market in every market, right?
That's right.
Find the market in every market.
And that's where a team like mine can really dominate in a market like this, because we have all the brand recognition. We have all of the roots planted everywhere. And so all our agents really need to do is lean into what we provide them already and how we're going to help them reconnect to that sort of old-fashioned way to do business. So, for starters, we're really getting everybody back into this mentality around door knocking, calling your sphere, cold calling, circle dialing. We're really re-engaging around all of those things.
What's your average sales price?
Our average sales price is $1.5 million.
So 1.5 million. We want them circle dialing. We want them cold calling. We want them door knocking. That just doesn't, like, for a lot of people, they'll be like, what? Well, but how many transactions did you guys do last year?
We did 304 sales transactions plus about like 40 leases.
And where are you at so far year to date?
172 sales.
Okay.
And just over 300 million in volume.
So already blowing past last year. So let's go back to the tough conversations part. I mean, it's very obvious to me, like you and I, like I say this in a loving way, we're knuckle draggers, man. Like get me into the dirt. I'm going to just do whatever it takes. Cause we, experience being punched in the face over and over again in our business gives you wisdom.
Well, I can speak to this from experience with my agents. I spent the first 10 years of my business door knocking.
Yep.
It's really how I became known to people and how I deepened my conversations with people. My farm ends up being like 25,000 homes that we're marketing to, but it started small. And then the last 4 years that I personally would go out and door knock, I had my team door knocking with me. So we were really canvassing the neighborhood, like crazy. Then they door knocked for 5 more years after that.
Right.
I can't go out anymore because I'll be at one door for an hour.
Steph, come in, let's have a conversation.
Totally.
How are the kids? Right.
So I really spend my time connecting with our community events now, but we're all going to be getting really back out there with seasoned agents taking newer agents door knocking. We've really retooled the materials we're sending out so they have a little bit more brand connection to that, and we're giving them more ownership of that door knocking process. But my goal would be that everybody's door knocking for 90 minutes a day religiously, and they're just building that muscle to get back out there. And it's a simple script. Give
it to us. Knock, knock. Hello.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Younger with the Stephanie Younger Group. I'm just coming by with some information and making my usual rounds. I wanted to leave you a notepad and invite you to the 4th of July parade on Monday. And
Love it.
Just thought I'd ask if you have any real estate needs today.
No, I think we're good. I keep hearing though the market's really changing and like, are things going to be okay in LA?
Well, historically, they're always okay in Los Angeles. So I think you're pretty lucky. How long have you lived here?
We've had this place for 12.
Well, I live here too, and I can't really imagine where else I would go. So, I'm not really asking if you need to move since I know you love it, but have you heard of anybody in your neighborhood who might be thinking about moving?
Everybody talks all the time, but I don't know anybody like off the top of my head that I could tell you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have all my information and you know that I'm in the neighborhood all the time.
I
We'd
see
love
your
to be
stuff
your
everywhere.
resource.
Yeah.
So, if you ever have any questions or you hear of anybody who needs to buy or sell, I hope you'll reach out and think about us. And, are you coming to the 4th of July parade on Monday?
I'm going to be there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, will you look for us?
Yeah, of
All right,
course.
great. Well, it's good to see you.
I feel like you've said that like 11 million times.
I
Did that
mean-
just come out of her just like bang? Like, if you're listening to the audio, you should definitely watch the video of that because that was just like you just popped the tape in and went, okay, door knocking strip.
Yeah,
Right?
especially because I probably didn't think through that before I got here again, and it's like,
Yes.
it was something I did so religiously.
Exactly.
And it's it's the worst and it's the hardest. And,
Yeah.
there were days where I was a disaster and days where I was a success. And, my team will, not just my team, but literally people will call me and say, I hear you door knocked for 10 years.
Yeah.
And, how much business did you get off of it? And I'll usually say none.
Yeah.
Because it's not the business I'm looking for at the door.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for that person who's going to pick my flyer up off their porch or think about it after I leave and call me. I'm not trying to jam my foot in the door at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to wedge it open a little bit.
It's like, it's relationship building.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the people that Andy C, right, from Northern California, like knocking on doors, open house. He's like, if you're just in market and you're answering questions, you're building relationships. All of a sudden you're like, they come in, they're like, he's like, hey, don't you guys own a house like 3 blocks from here, right? I knocked on your door. You guys came by this other open house. And that's what makes people go, oh, they're making me feel special. They remember me. It's that connection.
Exactly.
So let's go back to the tough conversations. I guarantee, not razzing you if you're watching as one of the, Rockstar team mates, I guarantee there's somebody on your team that doesn't want to knock on doors, doesn't want to make phone calls. What is the tough conversation you have with that person to either coerce them, lead them, guide them, or not?
Well, it's funny because, by the time this gets where it needs to go, they're going to hear this conversation. But, we're actually going to have a meeting with especially our newer group of agents next week and lay out that this is what it takes to be a successful agent.
Yeah.
It takes you being in the office every day at 9:00. It takes you practicing script and dialogue and learning, deal negotiation and deal mastery for an hour. It takes you circle dialing or cold calling or prospecting your sphere for an hour. And it takes you door knocking for 90 minutes. And if you do all that and you're done by 1:00, you can do whatever the heck you want afterward. I don't care.
It's old school. It's control the morning and your afternoon will take care of itself.
And so, the real hard conversation is this is what it takes to not just succeed in the business, but to be on this team.
Yeah.
And, we won't have, in a recession, we won't have room on our team for people who aren't actually producing and actually performing and actually pulling their weight. So you have to contribute. You don't necessarily have to sell a house right away or sell a house tomorrow, or we don't really have hardcore standards around this is how many deals you have to do every year. We're in a big price point market and, you can sell one house and that could make your year. But if you're not contributing to the company pipeline and you're not contributing to the company culture of contribution, then you probably don't belong on the team, regardless of whether you're selling a house or not.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
So that's a hard conversation.
That's not a hard. That just feels like. I just believe fundamentally, people around the world, we all want to be led.
Yeah.
Right. We want someone to say, hey, it's okay. We also want someone to say, you need to start running this play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything in between, whether it's a parent, an uncle, a friend, a coach, a teammate, we want to be led. We want to be told what to do.
Right.
And even if we don't like it, we know, like coming from you, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Right. You're the CEO, you're in charge. This is the direction we're going.
And, I think like the last couple of years have been very hard for everybody. And I think even more so in a city like Los Angeles, we were so strictly closed down.
Crippled.
And so I've been trying to really lead with kindness and empathy with my team and, not really driving people like, this is a time where they needed to go figure it out. Some of them are figuring it out and they're making decisions on their own, which has been helpful.
Yep.
And I think now we're finally in that place where we have to say this could be scary for you if you're not doing all of the things.
Right.
And I'm doing all the things and I'm going to tee up all the opportunities and all the systems and all the ways to do this. And I'm going to support you. But I'm not going to drag you along anymore.
Yeah.
I'm here. Wind at your back.
Does this sound familiar, everybody on my team? Like CEOs, right? Hey, I'm leading from the front. Like, let's go. Like, that's what it takes right now. For the person listening, like, I hope you really got that point. Let me ask you just a couple questions.
Okay.
What do you do to keep your mindset right, or how are you improving your mental toughness?
My own.
Okay, so I hope that you learned a few things listening to that. I really do, because Stephanie has done kind of what Jimmy and I preach all the time. You plan, you farm, you nurture that farm with your database. And I was with a team yesterday, and they wanted to know how we became the #1 Remax in the world back, in the early 2000s. And the way we did it was by hiring the right agents. And by doing that, then our agents were happy. Our agents were helping each other because they were like-minded. Team is a tribe, and a tribe is a group of people who follow each other, who like each other, who learn from each other. And when you farm and you know that you have to knock on doors, and you have to do pop buys, and you have to do cold calling and circle dialing and all those things, then to be on this team, because you want to be an eagle. And if you don't soar like an eagle, the eagles are going to get rid of you. And that's the truth. And that's how we became the #1 Remax in the world. It was by having stringent rules. Now, she's a little probably nicer about things than I am. John was the nice guy. I was like the taskmaster, the director. You have to do 2,000 calls a day. You have to do door knocking 90 minutes a day. You have to do, back then, you had to do 4 deals a month just to make 150,000 gross. That was before the split, which when you're on a team, you're usually on a split. So they had to do 4 deals a month to stay on the team. Today, you probably, and I will say back then, it was a little easier because the buyers were flying in like snowflakes. I mean, it was just amazing. They just came, they kept coming and coming, and we had a great system. Today, and we farmed too. We had listings, and then we had buyers for the listings. So anyway, we had it all together. So today, you need to do 2 deals a month to do 300,000 a year gross. Just 2 deals a month. Now, the difference is it's a little harder right now. Yes, we have more agents. Yes, we have more competition. Yes, we have social media. There's more marketing tools than we've ever had before. So you need to hone in on your skill set. You need to do circle dialing. You need to do cold calling. If you don't have a farm, I don't know what to tell you. I've been telling you this for a couple years. If you have a farm, it will feed you. It will feed you through thick and thin. And we're, like she said, hey, happy recession. Not really, but it's a recession. And that means you got to do, you hopefully you have a good database and sphere of influence that you are connecting with, and that you can go knock on that door, and you can, okay, so she's been doing it 10 years. And yes, she's making 400 million. Okay, fine. But you have to start somewhere. Start today. Start when nobody else is doing it. These are tough times. And you know what happens in tough times? The turkeys get out of the coop. They go. And the eagles soar, because they got to be an eagle because they do the right things at the right time. And like Jimmy says, I mean, so many times, tactics and strategies, doing the right thing at the right time is so important. Asking the right questions, being there. Can you do 2,000 phone calls a month? Not phone calls. Can you talk to 2,000 people a month? Right? Can you do 90 days of door knocking? Can you do all those things? And by 1 o'clock, life will take care of itself, as they say, as Tom Ferry said. You do all those things in the morning, then the afternoon is yours. But believe me, with a little bit of hard work and persistence and consistency, you will get those listings appointments. You will have things that you have to go do. You have to go meet a client. You have to go do some networking. You have to go, and take your CE classes, whatever. But you'll have time in your life if you just buckle down. And so in our team, if you didn't do the things you were supposed to do, guess what? You couldn't be on the team, because the people in the team, they were making money, and they didn't want people dragging them down. If you're a team leader or if you work for companies that, like EXP that wants you to recruit the right people. Get the right people on your team. Otherwise, you're wasting their time. You're wasting your time. What's the point? Just to have numbers of people? There's 7 billion people in this world. I don't think you want them all. Just saying. Anyway, we have a great class today. I'm going to segue on to today because time is of the essence here. We have a blockchain class today that we are so jazzed about. And we have filled up the room, I believe, and if I understand my numbers. But we've got Zoom room. There's always room for Zoom. So if you want to sign up, it's 11:30 today. You can sign up probably as late as 11:15 if you don't know what your schedule is, and then you can Zoom. It's free, so if you sign up and miss it, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, but it is fantastic. Crypto just became real estate's hottest new thing, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how you utilize blockchain to buy real estate. These are things you need to know, and you know why you need to know them? Because other people want to know them as well. Not that you're going to go out there and do one perhaps, but if a buyer or seller or investor asks you about them, you don't want to look like a deer in the headlights. You want to actually be able to say, here's what's happening in Miami. Miami right now is the hotbed for crypto. And you want to be able to tell them that. So hopefully you will join us today. This won't be our last one. We've teamed up with Driggs Title to do these. Kyle Wallace, let me please hope that's his name. Wallace, I believe. Kyle, anyway, I know because he's been on my show. He's fantastic. He's so knowledgeable, and he knows how to create that mate between the crypto and the blockchain and how to do real estate with those three ingredients. So please don't overlook this. If you can't come today, we're going to do it next month. So, but still, put it on your radar. The other thing that we're doing this week is Jimmy is teaching his agency class, and that will be on Thursday from 10 to 1. If you need 3 CE credits now, here's something that you need to know. Zooming is the same as being in the classroom. Thank God the division is allowing us to continue to do that. So you can Zoom and still get the same core credits. Now, if you want the class but don't need the agency, you can use that class as general. So if some of the general classes, a lot of times you don't learn a lot. Now we have negotiating, we have Be the CEO of Your Life, we have Speak Investor, we have a variety of good general classes. But if you need another general class, or you just want to learn about agency, sign up. We have a bundle right now. If you sign up for 6 classes, you get 1 free. If you change your schedule, it's easy to do. We make it easy peasy for you and give you a free class. And if you come into the classroom, you even get a free lunch. What's not good about that? Okay, so let me just put this on here for y'all to see. We're 10 a.m. Thursday. You sign up at bee.vegas, and that'll bring you up to the calendar. You click on the item of agency, and it takes you right to where you sign up. So two little presses and you're there. Well, it's been a morning. I have been without air conditioning since Thursday. I'm trying to keep my agitation level at a good part. I don't know though. My poor husband. Oh my God. Anyway, you all stay cool. If you come into our classroom, I can't wait to get to the office. It's nice and cool in there in the classroom. It's cool. So I always wear long sleeves because the classroom is nice and cool. I love you all. Please have a wonderful day. Start farming. Think about what you're going to do with knocking on doors. It might be a little hot right now, but get your plan together. Start role playing. Start scripting. Get ready for this shift in the market because you are going to need to start doing things differently. Love you all. Thank you so much. And hopefully Jimmy will be with us Friday. In the meantime, have a great day.